Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We are here. It is November 10th, Wednesday, and I'm happy to report I'm green. But it was a kind of a tricky day, so not the best day for me. Performance wasn't that great. But anyways, I'm green. I'll take it. I'll add it to the calendar, and I'll be grateful for it. So let's talk about what I traded, how I did. I'll go ahead and pull up the performance right now, show you how I did. Right out of the gates, awesome trade. I went up from 0 to 539 bucks one trade on RNXT. So excellent start. Love to have that cushion. And from there, I did pretty well. I went all the way uphill, got to about 2,000 bucks, 2,100 bucks, and just kind of went sideways. Maybe trying to, you know, break 25, just kind of in my head. But that didn't do me any good. Should have just been trading a little bit better setups. But initially, I did awesome, and then just went sideways. And then towards the end of the day, got into a little bit of the revenge trade. I did manage risk a little bit better, but I still took some trades that could have been avoided at the end to help to prevent me from draining some of my profits there. But I got a suggestion from someone, thank you very much, in the comments on showing the amounts of the trade. So not just the performance, but on each trade, how much each trade was. So I updated that here. I had 26 green trades today, 10 red trades. And like I said, initially I did great towards the start. I did take a big loss here. Red negative 384, then another one at 243. Then put on a lot more green trades. Then you can see here just my performance deteriorated towards the end of the day. Here's a big loss here, 2 losses here, negative 384. So kind of rough. I mainly traded RNXT and IFMK. I also traded the IPO Rivian, the electric truck company. They just IPO'd today, so I did 2 trades on that, or actually 3. It was kind of pretty much a wash. First trade, 213 bucks, which is a great trade, and then I jumped the gun and kind of kept going back in for it, and took 2 losses on it on the backside. So, not necessarily a great trading there. But let's go and look at the trades or the charts for RNXT. This one had excellent momentum out of the gates today, so I'm glad I got to the market earlier today and actually traded, the open, the whole morning session. That really helped me out big time. And a lot of momentum throughout this area here. So I got in on a bunch of different trades going to the long side and was able to really capitalize on them. And luckily, I was able to avoid. This thing was pretty wicked and pretty volatile. Like in here, we got to an area, it kept pushing up and up. We did have a sell-off point here, but we got a consolidation here and then a complete rip down. So this was pretty rough there. I think that might have been where I took my first loss, but either way, it wasn't huge and I got out quick. But if you stayed around and hung out and just were hoping that this thing would go further up, you probably got trapped right here. Look at this consolidation and then absolute rip down, goes into a halt, doesn't recover from there. So not really great, but it did later in the afternoon had a rip up. So I did keep this on the radar. I did try to trade this area, but it's hard to know when they're gonna rip like this. So I missed that move and tried to get in for this next one, which was pretty good. But as you can see, the thing is just absolutely nasty. Trapping a lot of people, going back down to the downside, going into a halt, dangerous stuff. So it did it another time, even later in the afternoon. And I did try to trade it on my last couple trades, or last trade. Tried to get in, hoping there would be a pop towards the end of the day, but nothing. So sold for like $100 loser. But beginning of the day, this had a lot of great momentum, so this is what I was trading mainly. Like I said, I did have a trade on Rivian. This one was great. I initially wasn't planning on trading it. It was a higher price stock, starting off at what, like 108. It opens up and wasn't interested, but just, you know, had it on the radar as far as it's an IPO. So I was just watching it. And then I see it reclaim this whole sell-off area and thinking, oh, this might be an opportunity, you know, to break past the previous high initially. So I'm glad I got in on that, which would, like I said, was a great trade, $230 trade. And it got to a high point here, and it looked like it just kind of was going to kind of continue. So I hopped in, and I hopped in at an extended point near the top here, and boom, it sold off. So I sold, and I think overall I was negative on the name, not by much, maybe like 30 bucks or something, but that's what happens when you I don't know, you go chasing, you know. I made the good money, and I should have waited for the pullback. And had I done that, I would have realized, whoa, this sold off too much instead of being in it at the high point. But, you know, you live and you learn on that. And what else? IFMK. This, I did not like this. I decided to trade it because it kind of was one of the leading percent gainers in the market. Not by much, but this whole morning session was good for it. It moved up, you know, and it showed strength, and it held it, you know, held VWAP pretty well. Problem here is such a low price stock that it would just hang out in some of these ranges. So, you know, you'd get in, and I would be hoping for a push, but it would just kind of barcode basically, and you had to stick in it for a while to actually try to get something to the upside or downside. And because of it, it just was kind of stagnant, eventually sold off. Towards the end, you know, I did see this pop here, and I thought we might have, you know, some kind of continuation. So I got a trade in here, which was all right, but then I tried to go do it again later in the day. And look at these candlesticks, just wicked. They would flash up and come right back down. And on my last trade that I got in, I ended up keeping after hours, and then I just ended up selling. And it was a pretty big loss because I sized in way too big. And it was just a bad idea because, once again, it was very flashy. And when it wasn't doing that, it was barcoding. So it was just difficult to sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait for that push to the upside, because it would just take a while. I'm used to trading really quick, and so this was more stagnant. So I didn't like this name today, and I just traded it probably too much. So that pretty much wraps up the names I traded today. I'm happy that I'm up. I mean, it's a good chunk of change for me. Up, you know, 1,200 bucks. I was up 2,000, but you know, either way, still grateful. Just got to learn from those mistakes and trying to overstay my welcome on some of those stocks. But that's it for now. Here's the calendar. You guys know yesterday I had a huge loss, 3K. And thank God I had my 4K day on Monday, which kind of, you know, brings a little bit more back to neutral. But setting up 2K on the week here. And I just don't want to have to deal with another nasty red day. So I'm going to try to, even if I keep these last 2 days smaller, I'll do that. That's fine. And just want to keep them green. So if they're smaller, that's totally fine. But just want to avoid going red here. So 7 green days, 1 red. That's good ratio so far. I want to keep that kind of ratio going. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Let me know how you guys traded today, what you traded, if you're red, if you're green, what did you struggle with today? And let me know, what rules are you creating for yourself that you just really broke today? Because we all got to improve, and rules definitely help out. So that's it, guys. Take care. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you on the next.